Exodus 19 at Mount Sinai. In the third month, when the children of Israel gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came came they into the wilderness of Sinai. So 3 months in, they're in the wilderness of Sinai. For they will depart for Rephidim, and where come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israelites camped before the mount. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shall thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on the eagle's wings, and brought you out unto myself. Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words, which the Lord had commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, All that the Lord hath spoken we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that he may hear where I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them to the day and to morrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. And thou shalt set boundaries unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourself that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whatsoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death, and there shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned and shot through. Whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet soundeth long, they shall come up to the mound. And Moses went down from the mound unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, Be ready against the third day, come not at your wives. And it came to pass. What does that even mean? And Moses went down from the mount unto the people, and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes, assuming they washed the sin away from their bodies. And he said unto the people, Be ready against the third day, come not at your wives. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and thick cloud upon the mound, and the voice of the trumpet exceedingly loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at their nether part of the mound, and Mount Sinai at the mount, and Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded, and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai. And the top of the mount on the top of the mount. And the Lord called Moses up onto the top of the mount, and Moses went up. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. And let the priests also, which come near to the Lord, sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. And Moses said unto the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it. And the Lord said unto him, Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. And let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. Exodus 19 is the theological core of the entire Old Testament. Everything you have read up to this point, the rescue from the brick pits, the splitting of the Red Sea, the daily delivery of manna, was simply a logistical prologue to get Israel to this exact geographical coordinate. Mount Sinai, that's crazy. The context is a massive historical milestone. It is exactly 3 months to the day since Israel fled Egypt, and they have arrived at the base of Mount Sinai, the very mountain where God first spoke to Moses out of the burning bush in chapter 3. What? This is exactly 3 months to the day since Israel fled Egypt, and they finally arrive at the base of Mount Sinai, which is in Horeb, the very mountain where God first spoke to Moses out of the burning bush. That was before Moses. What? That's crazy. I forget when the burning bush actually happened. That must have been when he fled from Egypt. In this chapter, the relationship between God and Israel shifts from a rescue operation to a formal covenant marriage. God lays out the terms in their national identity. Demand a multi-day ritual purification, and then break into the physical world with terrifying apocalyptic weight. Moses climbs up the rocky slopes of Sinai to meet with God. God hands him a beautiful high-stakes proposal to pitch to the millions of refugees camping down in the valley. God tells Moses to remind the people how he carried them out of slavery on the eagle's wings to bring them to himself. Then he promises that if they actively listen to his voice and guard his covenant, that they will transform into 3 distinct things that form the bedrock of Jewish identity. The 3 identity cores: a peculiar treasure. Hebrew, segula, means a king's private, priceless royal vault. Out of all the nations on earth, Israel is claimed as God's personal luxury property. Every single citizen within the borders would have direct mediatorial access to God, serving as a living bridge to reveal the Creator to the rest of the pagan world. A population completely set apart, clean, and physically distinct in morality, justice, and culture for everyone. This is crazy. Just trying to fully grasp this. So he was setting apart his people to have direct contact and mediatorial access to God, serving as a living bridge to reveal the Creator to the rest of the pagan world. What? A population completely set apart, clean, and physically distinct in morality, justice, and culture from everyone else. Moses climbs down the mountain, assembles his elders, and delivers the term of the contract. Verse 8 records the immediate unified response of the population. All that the Lord hath spoken, we will do. Moses climbs back up the mountain to log the signature on the contract, to log their signature on the contract. Now that the contract is verbally accepted, God announces that he is going to come down in a thick cloud so the entire nation can hear him speak face to face with Moses. What? But because God is pure, uncreated light and holiness, and human beings are broken, compromised, extreme safety boundaries must be established. God orders the mandatory 3-day sanctification lockdown. Every individual must wash their clothes and abstain from marital relations to prepare their minds and bodies for the encounter. That must have been what they were talking about when they said, don't come on your wife. Come not at your wives. And he said unto his people, be ready against the 3rd days. Come not at your wives. And he was literally talking about individuals must wash their clothes and abstain from marital relationships to prepare their minds and bodies for the encounter. Wow, this is like a biblical confirmation that like abstaining from marital relationship prepares the minds and bodies for encountering the divine. This is just kind of crazy. Cool, like in a cool way. Moses is commanded to draw a physical boundary line completely wrapping around the base of the mountain. God drops a severe legal warning in verse 12. Whoever so toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death. If a human or a stray animal steps even one hoof over the boundary line, they cannot be touched. They cannot be touched by human hands. They must be sniped from a distance with arrows or stones. So if they cross that boundary, you got to shoot them. That's crazy. Nuts. On the morning of the 3rd day, the mountain completely erupts into a terrifying sensory apocalypse. Towering jet black storm clouds blanket the peak, ripped apart by constant blinding flashes of lightning and deafening thunder. A supernatural metallic trumpet blast begins to wail out of the cloud, growing louder and louder until the ground shakes. The entire Mount Sinai becomes completely engulfed in smoke because the Lord descended upon it in fire. The smoke billows up like a massive industrial furnace, and the whole mountain quakes violently. Moses leads the millions of trembling, terrified refugees out of their tents and lines them up right against the edge of the death perimeter. Moses speaks, and God answers him with a booming, audible voice. God calls Moses to the absolute peak of the roaring, flaming mountain. The moment Moses gets to the top, God looks at him and says, Moses, run right back down to the mountain and warn the priests and the people one more time. And they are getting too curious, and they want to break past the boundary line to catch a glimpse of me. If they do, my holiness will violently break forth and slaughter them. It's crazy. My holiness will violently break forth and slaughter them. You would have to think like, why would you allow that to happen? But maybe his holiness is just so great that they couldn't help but be to violently slaughter them. Moses tries to argue, Lord, they can't come up. I already drew the boundary lines. God cuts him off. Go down immediately. Bring Aaron back up with you. But don't let anyone else cross the line. Moses sprints back down to enforce the perimeter. I just like how Aaron is just along for this ride. It's got to be like a wild experience for him. It's like God made Moses a god unto Pharaoh, and Aaron was his prophet. So like just to have him like just along for the ride is just pretty cool. And now he gets to come up to Mount Sinai, which is awesome too. This is crazy. Exodus 19 introduces a side of God that the slaves had never witnessed. In Egypt, God was their protective shield against their taskmaster. At Sinai, they discover that God's raw presence is beautiful, but inherently dangerous to a broken humanity. Think of it like looking at the sun. The sun provides life, light, and warmth. But if you launch yourself directly into the sun, you're instantly incinerated. Holiness is not mean. Holiness is not mean. It is simply too pure for corruption to survive in its presence. The boundary lines and the washed clothes were a vivid demonstration that unholy humanity cannot casually saunter into the presence of a holy God without a mediator. Notice the structural flow of communication. God talks to Moses. Moses talks to the people talk to Moses, and Moses takes it back to God. This chapter firmly cements Moses in the office of the mediator. The unique bridgeman who stands in the gap between the blazing fire of God and the fragile weakness of humanity. This sets up the ultimate New Testament framework in 1 Timothy 2, verse 5, which explicitly states that just as Moses stood between Sinai and Israel, there is now one mediator between God and man, and that the man Jesus Christ. Crazy.